Men are very different. They
be like, oh, you're just too confident for me.
They don't take their time out to court women anymore. They're not intentional about seeking out to be in a relationship with women.
Because these guys don't want a real woman.
Today's video is intense. 8 women break down in tears claiming men no longer want real women. This emotional confession has everyone talking, so we're going to be reacting and seeing what's really going on. It's time to get to the bottom line of trying to discover why are men walking away from dating, because it's having a bigger effect on women than what they thought. I don't want to hold you. Go ahead and hit the like button. Definitely share the video. If this is your first time watching, make sure you watch the entire video. And if you like it, subscribe at the end. Let's get to it.
It's like lately, y'all, like all the men that I'm trying to talk to, they be like, oh, you're just too confident for me. I'm so confused. I thought men wanted a confident woman. Oh, you got too many men. You talking about the men that's in my comments? Like, that's liking my pictures? Huh?
You have to understand, you keep posting pictures for men to like, so you get a bloated ego. That's what a man is seeing. Your confidence may be overriding what people see. It's called delusion of grandeur, where you think you're greater than the value that people have given to you.
Come to my phone. Look at my phone. I'm not talking to nobody. Like, I'm single. Okay, I'm trying to talk to you.
Then why do you keep posting photos advertising yourself? That's all a man sees is advertisement. He don't know that you do not want these guys. He's assuming that there are men that you have lined up to pay your bills, to take you out. And then whenever you ain't got no money for food, you can call one of them to take you out to eat and have no emotional attachment whatsoever.
Okay. I don't know. It's been kind of hard for me lately. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Like, I guess I'm about to be on this single train, and which is fine because being single, it's okay. Like, being single is not even a bad thing for me. Like, I get the love from my child every single day.
That's another mistake. You're a single mom, red hair, hoop earrings, and then you have contact eyes. You've taken on the same traits as a thought. So if you walk like a duck and talk like a duck, a man's going to assume you are a duck. And who has the bloated ego and love to be confident? The ducks that put on all the makeup.
One of women's major complaints today is that men up today don't act like men back in the day. They don't take their time out to court women anymore. They're not intentional about seeking out to be in a relationship with women. They're shying away from commitment. They don't really care to protect women. They don't care to tolerate women at all. Nobody can seem to figure it out. Well, I got the answer.
Well, let's think about it. Most of the girls are walking around with their butt out and their chest out, the same as this lady. As she tries to spill the truth, you're already taking on the same traits of the thought that's putting herself out there to be seen in that manner. Check it. She got red hair too, just like the last girl.
Women have decided we no longer need to impress men, and the ones who do want to go out of their way for a man that they may be interested in or actually with, they are shamed and made to feel like that they are doing something wrong for seeing a man past the tangibles. Everything that men have asked for, women have shunned them and said that we're not doing those things for you. We're doing them to appease ourselves. Everything is in the antithesis of men, so much to the point where women have decided that they no longer have a need for men past his provisional aspects, such as him having money or such as him just having great sex. And somewhere along the lines, we lied to ourselves and said men only objectify us and want sex for us. So in return, you want to play the man's game and try to do it back. But then when they start telling you that they want things like a woman who can think, or a woman who is actually going to be a partner, or a woman who can provide them a form of companionship, or a woman who brings them peace, or a woman who can listen, a woman who knows how to cook, clean, nurture, and care for a house, a woman who's sensitive, all of those things seem to be off your radar. We take and cook it.
They're not off his radar. It's just that you go to simps. You go to weaker men to post your photos to give you the confidence. And then you're expecting the good guy to do the same thing as the simp. It doesn't work that way. The guys that are looking for good women are only going to approach good women. That's how come the older you get, women notice all the men that got their life together, they all end up with a woman. And a lot of dudes who are single are coming out of bad relationships, or they're just out here poking for fun. The older a woman gets, the less desirable she is. She thinks all men are starting to change, and it's like, no, you're just less attractive.
They cleaned it and equated it to slavery, which I have no idea why we would be so disrespectful to our ancestors, because slavery was not just simply house chores. We've taken something so simple as, hey, maybe you're overreacting to, oh, he's gaslighting us, calling them narcissists and disregarding all of their boundaries, even so much as the clothing. There is nothing there left to the imagination, because everything that he may aspire to get, so can every other man. See, it's so easy to see a woman post her ass and her titties on the timeline, or even walk outside with everything on but the armor of the Lord. And when he asks for a picture, all of a sudden you tense up like he just wants to objectify you, when actually you're just confused and you're not consistent with the message that you're sending. Women have found a way to say, we don't need to impress men, men need to impress us. But when they tell you what they want, you call them bad bitches. You say that they want to be the new women. When they express their disdain or certain hatred, you call them sassy. Nothing is ever just introspectively saying, hey, maybe I'll act like my mama. Maybe I'll act like my aunties, because you thought those women were weak in order to kill men. You thought that they were a pick-me, but maybe it would be wise to take a page out of their book, because they had a far better success rate with getting men to do exactly what they needed them to do, simply honoring their word. We've lost the plot. Women no longer understand the power of the P, if you know what I mean.
The power of the P means not giving it up too easy and not giving it up to every man. That's where all the guys start to respect you. The moment a woman loses respect to the men and all they look as you as is just an object, you only win when they want to sleep with you, but you lose the moment you're not desirable.
Some would say that men found their worth. That's why they have stopped doing things for women, because it's so easy to get out of you nowadays. So maybe when women start to be a little bit more oppressive towards men again, and they start doing all the things that men desire in order to get a woman, we can have them like putting in our hands. Start being impressive. You would complain about what a man don't do for you.
It's almost impossible. Like, we literally got to skip 2 more generations before people go back to living traditional lives. And I highly doubt that we're going to go back to traditional. Time has never went back and corrected itself. It only gets worse.
What kind of world do we live in where a normal, regular girl cannot find just a regular guy out here to date? Because these guys don't want a real woman. They want to live in this fake fantasy world. They would rather jump to some screen, to some robot, rather than actually deal with a real human being and what comes with that. You know why? Because it's easier and done.
This is what you ladies have created. You created men who want OnlyFans women, because most of you women are walking around and you're just teasing men wearing less clothes. Now all the women that are looking for love are kind of like, man, I just want to be loved the regular way. But you recondition the mind of the man. The guys that are walking away, they're walking onto a whole different spectrum of life. You have some men out there that are in relationships, but you got to realize a lot of them have turned that blind eye. And a lot of ladies, you've pump faked. You act like you're independent, you don't need a man. But as you start to get up in age and your timeline starts running out, that's when these tears start.
Here in Florida, since I just moved here about 4 months ago, men are very different. They don't court you. Like, whatever happened to flowers and phone calls and good morning, babe, and good night, babe, and let's go get lunch or breakfast, or hey, do you want to go look at the sunset? I don't know. But that's gone now. Like, men don't do that. I don't understand. It's like situationships all day long. It just so unattractive. I don't get it. Can somebody explain it? Or is it me? I don't know. Let me know.
It's called Me Too, feminism. This is exactly what you ladies wanted. You wanted men to be weak so you can have all the power, because a strong man was considered toxic masculinity. So now you have a generation of men that are taught if they're any more aggressive than what they are now, then that's considered bad and they can get in trouble. See, ladies, you have to play both roles now. If you want a man, you have to go for it. You don't want a soft guy, you got to deal with it. All the strong men, they've already got a woman. Ladies that are left over, you better get with the program, because the guys that are seeking you are the guys that didn't better themselves. And those are your only options, because you were using those type of dudes for you to feel special as a princess. The only problem is, as your timeline run out, you start to slip into desperation mode.
I think I've waited for my innocent for so many years. And I'm just getting that. And what that's terrific for me. There's a lot of stress right now.
This is what a lot of women are going to face as you get up in age and you really want to be a wife. You're really not conditioned to. And the older you get, the more you're stuck in your ways. And that becomes so unattractive to a man.
There was a study called from the Pew Center Research conducted a study that said 63% of men under age 30 would rather stay home and watch than go on a date. Men say they are getting their needs met without having to go on a date. Would men rather stay single than be with a woman?
That's what they're saying, pretty much.
63% of men.
I think they're cheap.
Yeah, they just ain't got no money.
They don't have money, which you should get your money up before you start dating. So it is cheaper to sit home and beat your meat,
Right.
than actually go out and find actual women to hang out with.
I disagree.
Reality.
I disagree.
Why? What do you think?
Is it less of
What do you think? Here we go.
to woman or something?
There it goes. Like, it's a headache. Now I got to take you out. I got to hear what you had to tell your whole day. I got
That's why
to.
you take out people you actually like, and then you don't feel that.
Yeah, but then what? I got to get to know you first to like you, right?
Yeah.
So how do I get to know you?
Call them.
So you ran a fan?
Hey, listen, I'm married.
You always got to say. Okay, if you wasn't married.
I'd probably beat him by me at 100 miles an hour.
Women don't get it. You don't even have the same quality as women were 20 years ago. The average 16-year-old girl now looks like she's in her 30s. Everyone looks beat up. The quality of life is low. So men are not even pursuing women because a lot of these women are not even women and they don't even know how to take care of themselves.
We were together for 15 years. We were married for 7. It was a beautiful thing, and we still had, like, you know, the normal ups and downs. But I will say we didn't have a relationship where we argued all the time.
Yeah.
We didn't have a relationship where we were dealing with infidelity or stuff like that, you know, during those times. We didn't have that type of relationship. So, because we were friends first.
Yeah.
You know, so it was always like, that's my home. It was just something in me as a woman. I cannot explain it to where it was like I was battling myself. You feel like I'm trying to do the right thing, but it's something that's pulling me away from doing this. But why would it pull me away from my husband? I'm battling in the midst of that with religion, like what the people telling me at church and what I'm getting spiritual advice from. And then I'm battling with it with myself. Like, why am I feeling this way? I'm talking about I'm going to therapy for myself to figure out why am I feeling this way towards my husband. And the way I was feeling, it wasn't like I felt resentment towards him. It was almost like I was withholding a piece of me that I couldn't give him. I'm sitting on the couch and we had a small issue, and that small issue was back that pattern. Now, you done went to therapy for this. We done had talks for this. I done talked to you. What did you get from this after I said it? To make sure you understand, because I love to communicate. And I'm sitting on the couch, y'all, and I kid you not, God told me that is not your husband.
That means she's bored in the relationship. I tell a lot of these dudes, if your girlfriend, your wife, or the person you're dealing with is sitting at home constantly flickering through the internet, it's just a matter of time before that relationship ends because her attention span is short. The moment you and a woman lock into a relationship, then you have to start doing recreational things together in the relationship. Why? Because women have short attention spans. This is why they'll be like, oh, my husband's bored. I'm just going to get out the relationship and divorce because I feel like there's something better for me. This is why men are also walking away from relationships because of the short attention span that women have. Men really don't want to compete with your emotions. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if this was your first time watching, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I post every day unless I'm on vacation. See you on the next video.